Welcome everyone, my name is Dill and I am on my journey to master Cuphead. I will be doing this by beating the game 9 separate times using each weapon. And today, I will be using Spread Shot. This is all on expert mode with only the weapon being equipped. The DLC will be a separate episode due to all the editing going on in these videos. In case you're unfamiliar, Spread Shot is a short-ranged weapon that deals massive damage up close. And its special fires 8 spikes that move in different directions. This weapon is great to use up close when the opponent is left vulnerable. Now that we're all on the same page, let's start the challenge. Starting off with the good old root pack. You know them, you love them, the potato, the onion, and the carrot. As always, this fight was no problem at all. While I wasn't a fan of being so close to the enemy, I soon learned how hard this challenge was going to be. Okay, out of the way, yes sir! Easy. 2 HP is all I need. Let's go, first one, done. And now that the fun is over, let's go to the next boss, being Ribby and Croaks. Ribby and Croaks' final phase seriously kicked my ass. Please, have mercy! The final phase, aka the slot machine, fires projectiles based on what icon appears on the screen. Because of how close I needed to get to the enemy, it gave me little time to react, resulting in me dying many times. It took a great deal of patience, but I was eventually able to beat this boss. Can he do it? Yes! 1 HP in the dream! Yes, there was a dream! There was a dream! Up next was Goopy Le Grande, and it went well enough. Goopy is one of those bosses that you shouldn't be taking damage to, but you do anyway. There were 2 tactics though that helped me in this fight. By ignoring the parries and dealing constant damage right here, and using all my EXs on the center of the tombstone provided a great deal of damage, helping me quickly win this fight. Yep, there we go. That's all I need. 1 HP, all I need. Thank you very much. Let's see how long our final boss for this world takes. What's the game plan? I guess we just are gonna have to find out, right? I mean, I'm just gonna try not to get hit in all honesty and parry all the pink things I can parry. Dun, 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 dun. I'm feeling the power of the music. It's coursing through my veins. Let's go! Ah! Okay, that's what I get for talking stupid. Come on! Yes, sir! Woo! Woo! Yeehaw! Another boss taken down! Took the flower out back. Got the shovel. Down, flower! Down! On to Inkwell Isle 2, we got Baroness von Bon Bon.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
If you haven't seen my last 2 videos, just know that I always have a hard time against the 3 minions that you must face before fighting the princess. And the fact that I have to be so close to them makes everything that much worse. The Jawbreaker and Waffle proved to be the best to fight because of their slow and simple movement. I just had to deal with whatever the 3rd minion was, and then the princess herself. It took a lot of deaths, but it was only a matter of time until I took the princess down.
I will not let you destroy my world!
And now we have everyone's favorite boss, Beppi the Clown, Beppi the Clown. The most difficult part of this boss was the 2nd phase. The combination of the balloon animals and the balloon people on the roller coaster hit me more times than I'd like to admit. On the positive side, when you can get an opening, the Spread Shot can shred through his HP. The only problem, of course, is finding these openings. But once you do, you can see Beppi's health disappear. Okay, hop on, please? Thank you. Oh, no, I'm not dying. There we go. I'm not dying. I took forever to get there. Woo! Next one done. Grim f***ing Matchstick. I thought that I was only gonna die a couple of times. I was so naive back then. Not only did I die more than a couple of times, this proved to be the hardest fight for the entire series on my channel. Harder than both the Devil and King Dice. It wasn't even the first phases that are the issue. It was literally just the final phase that kept me stuck on this boss for hours. Call it a skill issue, call it whatever you want, but the combination of my short-ranged weapon, the fireballs that explode into more projectiles, and the small moving platforms drove me insane. It took so long that even my webcam stopped working. I'll spare you the hours of footage of me dying. Just know that once I beat this boss, it felt amazing. We did it! We did it! Yeah! On to Inkwell Aisle 3, we have Rumor Honeybottoms, who is incredibly weak to spread shot. I previously mentioned in my Chaser video that I wished I could capitalize on the spots where she's left vulnerable.
Similar to the other bosses, my main issue was the low DPS, or damage per second, the Chaser was giving me. I'm used to capitalizing when she is left vulnerable, like when she's casting a spell or reading her book. I'm used to using spread and going ballistic, like just jumping right at her and going...
Well, my dear friends, my compadres, my little tiny home slices, this was the time. You could have called me the Terminator the way I came after her in this battle. While the final phase was a little awkward, having to be so close to deal damage, I beat this boss on the first try. Let's go! First try! First try! Due to the dopamine I had from beating 2 objectively hard Cuphead bosses, I made the strategic move to fight Werner Werman first, before Captain Brineybeard. My logic is, since I'm on a good streak, let me fight the boss I feel more comfortable fighting against, since I already knew I'd be fighting the captain differently than I usually do. This strat turned out to be great, as I beat Werner Werman pretty quickly. Not do it on the first try quickly, more like beating it quick enough to get my mojo back. There you go! I told you! I wouldn't disappoint! That's S-rank material right there, bro. S-rank, tell me that was an S-rank. Tell me that was an S-rank. Tell me, no, that should have been an S-rank. No, my mojo. And now we fight Captain Brineybeard. The main reason why I was uneasy about our old friend Captain Brineybeard is that I could only deal consistent damage when I was jumping in the air while being right next to him. While this may remind you of my previous trauma against Grim Matchstick, I assure you, it was not that difficult. While it wasn't easy, the fact that I didn't have to deal with moving platforms made this so much easier than that of the Green Dragon. You thought you were funny. I was having fun. You take that, you stupid ship. Sally's Stageplay, however, was pretty much the opposite of Captain Brineybeard, as she was the one approaching me, which made my life so much easier. Instead of waiting for an opening, she came straight at me, like a moth to a flame, or a seagull to some crap on the ground. This fight was so easy, I ended up beating her on the first try. Wow. First try! First try, The last boss for Aisle 3 is the Phantom Express, and just like the other bosses, it proved to be challenging for my short-ranged weapon. The spread shot was by no means perfect for this fight, but it did a decent enough job for me to survive. The fire rate was high enough to keep up with the fireballs on the first phase, and the overall DPS was able to carry me to the rest. It took a couple of tries, but now I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There we go! 2 more to go. King Dice and the Devil. The King Dice was an interesting case, as it had minions that were weak to spread shot, and those that were practically invincible from it. I strategically picked the 3 minions that would be the easiest to beat, rather than the ones that gave me HP. Those were the Poker Chips, the Domino, and the easiest mini-boss in the entire game, 8-Ball. After that, the DPS my weapon gave me against King Dice helped me carry through to the end. Easy! Get out of here, King Dice! Shoop! And now the only thing that stopped me from victory was the devil himself, and I was by no means worried. After dealing with the trauma that Grim Matchstick was, I was ready to fight the devil. And what a fight it was, trading blows back and forth. I got some insane DPS against him, and he caught me lacking a couple times. In the end, we all know how this was gonna end, with me ending the devil's reign of terror. Yeah! Focus! Yeah!